The president of Brazil's Supreme Federal Court, STF, Justice Luiz Roberto Barroso, has formally contested an assessment of the country's judiciary published by the internationally respected British magazine, The Economist. In a note released via the court's official channels and reported by Camila Tertelli in the O Globo newspaper on April 20th, 2025, Justice Barroso took issue with the publication's portrayal of judicial power in Brazil and its focus on the prominent role of his colleague, Justice Alexandre de Moraes. The Economist article contended that Justice Moraes divides opinions and suggested his high profile, even being labeled a superstar and nicknamed Xandão, was symptomatic of excessive power wielded by STF justices, something unlikely in other countries. The magazine attributed this partly to Brazil's detailed constitution, which often tasks the judiciary with matters handled by elected officials elsewhere, and the court's practice of allowing individual justices, ministros, to issue significant preliminary rulings, known as monocratic decisions, due to heavy caseloads. While acknowledging the court had grounds to act vigorously in defense of the rule of law amidst recent challenges, The Economist advocated for greater judicial moderation. It specifically highlighted Moraes' controversial measures regarding social media regulation in response to perceived threats against democratic institutions, noting his clash with tech mogul Elon Musk, who had labeled the justice a tyrannical dictator. In his official rebuttal, Justice Barroso asserted that the Economist's perspective aligned more closely with the narrative of those who attempted a coup d'etat than with the reality of Brazil operating as a full democracy with robust checks and balances. He clarified that the STF's procedural rules for handling criminal cases against high authorities through its internal panels, termas, rather than the full court, plenario, are standard practice. He dismissed the notion that alleged animosity from the former president, Jair Bolsonaro, widely understood to be the reference, towards justices should be grounds for their recusal, arguing this would effectively allow defendants to choose their judges by simply attacking the court. Barroso defended Justice Moraes, stating he acts with commitment and courage, and the institutional support of the court, emphasizing that key individual rulings were later ratified collectively. He also corrected the record on the temporary suspension of the social media platform X, formerly Twitter, stating it was due to the company withdrawing legal representation from Brazil, not because of specific content posted. This public disagreement occurs within the sensitive context of Brazil grappling with the aftermath of serious anti-democratic threats, notably the January 8, 2023 riots targeting key government institutions in Brasília. Justice Moraes has overseen the sprawling investigations into these events and related disinformation networks, placing him at the center of political controversy. The STF's assertive role, while defended by Barroso as crucial for safeguarding democracy, continues to fuel intense debate, both domestically and internationally, about the appropriate balance of judicial power in a deeply polarized nation. The Channel of Brazil, your window onto the Brazilian socio-political landscape.